Sound is rolling.
All right.
Camera is rolling.
All right.
And stop. And action.
All right.
Who are you? And what we doing?
All right. So my name's Dre Hub. We're here filming the documentary. So I'll tell you where the DLC comes from. Just wanted to put a part of my life on film so I could share with my kids and the family, and potentially share with the world.
So let's start off from the beginning. Where were you born and raised?
All right, so I was born in South Boston, Virginia, so south side of the state of Virginia. I want to say 30, 45 minutes outside of Danville. And then when I was 10 years old, Mom and I packed up. We moved to south side Atlanta, moved to College Park, Georgia. And that's where I was raised. Pretty much I say it was probably the first beginning of building who I am today, moving out there. So, yeah.
What is your earliest memory? Earliest thing?
All right. Now, this will take me back to Virginia. I would say, for some reason, I have this vivid memory burned into my brain of my first birthday. So 1 year old, went to McDonald's, got a whole bunch of toys, had ice cream, and then came back to the 2-bedroom apartment that me and my mom stayed in. So yeah, that's probably the first. I'm not sure why I remember that memory so vividly, but yeah, it was back then, 1 year old, first birthday.
Who are your parents and where did they grow up?
Yeah, so my mom, so Priscilla Hubbard, so she was born in Virginia, raised in Virginia until she graduated high school and then went to college in Virginia. My father, so I said my mom and my dad met in college, and from there, that's pretty much the extent of what I know about my father. Because I think when my mom had me, it was just her and me, and really didn't have a relationship or connection to my father for a couple of decades. So I just know mom raised in Virginia, raised in the church, and she did everything possible to ensure that she gave me the life that she thought I deserved, and then raised me up from there.
Shout out to mom too. So, what was it like not having your dad around?
It was tough. I will say it's one of those things. It didn't hit me till later in life. Once I started having kids, because my mom, my grandfather, grandmothers, uncles, they made it a purpose to make sure that I didn't lack from anything from a male or a female perspective. And so it was, and then also they never talked bad about my dad or that whole situation. So it was more so kind of out of sight, out of mind. I mean, at times it would come up if my friends would tell me, hey, they're going to spend time with their dad or hanging out with their dad. It would come up. But then I would just go about my day because for some reason, as I look at it, as I got older, I was suppressing those feelings because I really didn't have anything to attach it to. Because there was no me seeing my father walk out the door or me seeing my dad say, hey, I'm coming to pick you up this weekend and not show up. I had none of that. It just was not around. But I had my grandfather, I had my uncles and all them who would, do all the, guy father type stuff, take me camping, hang out with me, show me different things of, how to be a man, fishing, hunting, all that, hoorah, how to fight, how to hold your own, protect yourself. And so I got a lot of that. It was just the emotional piece that I didn't have, and then didn't realize until I started having kids, really what that effect was, given that I had suppressed that for so long.
So I hear you like to travel a lot. You type of guy that likes to get around, like to see the world. So what's some memorable trips? What's some outings that you get people?
I would say it's small and minor. So one thing that my mom would do, we would do a lot of staycations or, drive across to another city, get a hotel room, go get food and have good times. And so that stuck for me over the years. Having those just modern moments. You don't have to pack up and get on a plane or drive far. Just go get a hotel. And she would do that a lot, given where we were financially. And in addition to that, the family reunions was amazing. Had great family reunions where we would go to either DC one year, a different part of Virginia, and in different parts of North Carolina for our family reunion. We would rotate every year, and those were very memorable. I think that's what instilled just family and bonding in me. So those were some great times, and then even also going to visit my grandfather when he's alive. He was in DC, and so I would go spend summers with him, and had great memories out there in DC and learning different things of uh, skinning fish that we didn't caught. Um, what else stuff? Washing cars. I mean, my grandfather, it'd probably take us a week to wash one car because he'll wash the whole outside, let that dry. The next day we come in, we'll clean the inside, let that dry. And the next day we'll wax it, and so on and so on. And so it was just kind of, those were like minor, small memories, not big trips, but just bonding time.
Right. So we're gonna keep this, within the times of that period of growing up. So, what is some moments of your life that you wish you had photographed?
I mean, it goes back to my grandfather. I wasn't a big, hey, take a picture type person until, again, I had kids and got older. And I wish I had more photos of the times that me and my grandfather had together. And also, too, from the family reunions. They're burned in my brain, and I continue to try to remember them and think about them so that I don't lose them, but I don't have actual photographs of just the fun reunions. For example, we had one family reunion in DC where we were at my aunt Dora's house, and we had, I want to say, I don't know, 5 or 6 5-foot long picnic tables, the wooden ones with the chairs, with the benches that are attached, and covered everything with newspapers and all down, just dump barrels and barrels of crabs, full of crabs down the table, and really was just snapping and just eating crabs and cracking them open and learning about the dead man and all that type stuff. But I don't have a photo of that moment, and so those are the moments that I wish I had more pictures of.